Hello and welcome to this very special interview, clearly with the hero of the India-Australia series. 13,572 balls faced so far in his international career in the last 9 odd years for India. Yes, you heard it right. 13,572 balls. And maybe about 50 badges of honor on his body, which even the Indian, sort of military would be proud of, because that's what he had to endure for India in trying to save and thereafter win India the series. That's the kind of heroics that he actually demonstrated. We questioned a couple of times, even in Sydney, but he answered with his bat. And here we are to celebrate what he has achieved for India and of course for his team. Welcome, Cheteshwar Pujara. Absolute privilege to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much, Boria.
I don't know how many more blows they will give to your body, and each time your bat became stronger and taller. Describe to me, because we'll not understand this. Each blow, was it sort of making you stronger? Were you ever scared? Did you ever feel like going out? Because we on television, it was like horror. For example, when you started shaking your hand, it was like, what is he going through? Please tell me in detail.
Well, it was painful, without a doubt. It was tough. It wasn't easy, but I felt that there was a job at hand, and I had to make sure that we don't. My game plan was very simple on day 5, that we didn't want to lose any wicket in first session, because if Australia had to win the test match, they needed some early wicket, and if I was very sure if we didn't allow them in that particular session, then we had a very good chance of either drawing that test match or winning it. And after first session, at the end of first session, I told myself that I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Though I didn't score too many runs, I got hit on the body many times. That was okay. I thought that to stay on that pitch and not to get out, you had to take some blows on the body, because from one particular end, the bounce was variable. There was a crack, and I got hit most of the times. All the time actually, I got hit from one particular end where the ball was doing a bit more from the crack, or maybe the bounce was not consistent enough. So it was difficult as a batsman to judge the bounce on that pitch. And if you end up trying to get on top of the ball, there was a threat that it could hit my glove, it could hit my top of the bat, and then go to gully, short leg slip, anywhere. So I just wanted to ensure that I don't play such deliveries and try and take it on my body. That was the only option I felt.
Wow. Wow. Cheteshwar, let me just take you back a little bit. The country was celebrating the IPL, obviously the riches of the IPL performances and all of that, and you were silently getting yourself trained for Australia. I remember speaking to Bharat when he was in Dubai or somewhere like that, and he told me that you should look at Cheteshwar and you will know how focused this man is, because he's looking lean, fit, committed. Lockdown was hard on everybody. How did you train? Give me a bit of a background. And I also ask you this because I'm currently working on a book on the series. So please tell me a little bit more.
When there was lockdown, I utilized that time really well. It allowed me to work on my fitness, and I lost a lot of fat. I wouldn't call it weight, because anyways, my goal was to lose a lot of fat and then become stronger and gain some muscle mass. So during the lockdown, I was training every single day, and it helped me become fitter, because we played 4 test matches and there were so many injuries. And to stay fit, I feel that I was expecting this, because Australia, my last 2's experience, I knew that it wouldn't be easy. When you're playing 4 test matches in big grounds, it's never easy. So you need to keep yourself fit, you need to train enough. And during lockdown, there wasn't anything else to do anyways. I couldn't bat much. So I told myself that I'll work on my fitness, I'll train hard. And there was enough time to do that.
Mm-hmm. And, while now the country is celebrating Cheteshwar Pujara, each one of us, and we have, even in 2018-19, when that series happened, you scored 300, 500 plus runs. But there are these periods, IPL happens, etc. All of a sudden, there's different form of cricket. Does it ever impact you in any way that, oh, I'm training myself alone when the country is focused on a different format? Or have you come to terms with it that you have a bigger goal and that is to serve India in the red ball format?
Well, I still have aspirations to play white ball. There's no doubt about that. And at the same time, yes, it becomes little difficult when other guys are getting some match practice. If I'm very honest, after the lockdown, I didn't have any match practice before the Australia tour. So to prepare for that, for a big series, it became a little difficult because otherwise, if there was no COVID, there could have been some first class games which I would have played. But because of lockdown and COVID, there were not many first class games which I could play. And I only played one game before the test series started in Australia. So as a batter, it was difficult to gain the rhythm, gain that concentration. So yes, I mean, early on it was a bit difficult, but as I started playing few more games, I mean, it took, for me, it took a couple of test matches to just find the right way. And also credit goes to the Australian team because they did a lot of homework on what I did in the last series, the game plan which they had. Yes, I mean it wasn't easy to break that game plan, but ultimately after a couple of test matches, I found my rhythm. I got my concentration back. I trusted what I was doing, and I was able to score runs in the last two test matches.
You've just given me the next question. What was the game plan? What did you do different?
Well, as a batter, I just told myself that what are my scoring opportunities. If they had a game plan, I also had my game plan. I can't talk in detail, but yes, I figured out what I had to do when they were setting such fields. What were my scoring opportunities, and yes, ultimately it's all about finding the right rhythm. As a batter, you start moving your feet well. You start seeing the ball early. All such things happened little later. I was hoping that it would have started a little earlier for me in first two test matches, but yes, it was. I mean, it's always better late than never. So yeah, I was happy with that.
Ajinkya was on my show, and he said to me that you were very sort of dissatisfied with the first two test matches because you got in, you got out. Now, give me a little bit more. I mean, because after Adelaide, Virat was going back. You, based on what you had achieved in 2018-19, was India's hope, our hope. All of us were like, Cheteshwar Pujara will do the job again. And, how did you make it back after Adelaide? How was it for you to deal with it mentally as the team's premier batsman with more Virat going back? How did you deal with it mentally and how did you make the transformation?
I think mentally there was a bigger transformation which was needed. I felt that first couple of test matches were tough, and I was trying to put too much pressure on myself, and which didn't help. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy. It was a bit tough. There were many people hoping that I'll score runs, or even the self. Uh, I mean, if, I also wanted to score runs, prove that I've been preparing well. I trusted my preparation, but at the same time there was a lot of pressure, which didn't help. So I told myself that I mean yes, I mean I have to do something, and I also got a text from Anil Bhai because uh, I was in touch in 2018. And especially against Aussie attack, the way he described in 2017, he told me that you have to play in a certain manner. The game plan which he told me in 2017 has been helping me uh, play well against Nathan Lyon. So yes, I mean there were so many things which I had to process in my head. I processed it. I spoke to a batting coach. I spoke to Ravi Bhai. So yes, most of the feedback which I got was positive, that I was batting well. I was doing well, and I just had to continue the way I have been batting without any baggage in my head.
And how tough was it? Because after Virat, it was you and Ajinkya. Because the rest of the nine, combined had played less test matches than Nathan Lyon. So clearly it was Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane, the two senior most players in the team, who the entire 1.3 billion were banking on. How was it to get the boys together as a senior member? How did you turn it around? Give me a sense of the dressing room pre-Adelaide, post-Adelaide, and obviously leading into Melbourne, and then the win happened.
Yeah, it was tough as a team to just accept that we were bowled out for 36. And after that, we had a chat. All of us sat together, and then we spoke as a team. We felt that I mean, we just have to forget and start moving on as early as possible. Another positive thing was that it was a pink ball game, and we felt that now what we were supposed to do in next three games will be with the red ball. And I mean, most of the guys had played in Australia in the past, and we knew that it'll be a different ball game altogether because Australian team had that advantage of playing with pink ball in Australia, and they've played close to 8 to
7.
10
Yeah.
games with pink ball, and it was our first ever game. So yes, I mean that was the positive thing for all the team members, and at the same time, yes, Virat was supposed to leave, so it wasn't easy. We were our team strength was, I mean, it wasn't the same, but Jinx did a pretty good job. We wanted to be relaxed and still play our natural game. And I feel that the turnaround was because of all the young players, the way they contributed. I feel that it wasn't just one man show. All the members have contributed at some time or the other, and they've played a crucial role in the team's success. So all the young players took a lot of responsibility. But yes, they were being, I mean, they were being told to just play their natural game, trust their game, and not take too much pressure on themselves.
Okay, just for my understanding, Cheteshwar, so is while pink ball is a spectacle and all of that, is it a problem? Is it I mean, physical injury, because the way the number of people got hurt with the pink ball or got hit with the pink ball, it sort of looked to us to be quite dangerous. Is it a problem, or are you happy playing pink ball test cricket?
I would prefer to play with red ball if given a choice, because it's a different ball game altogether. As a batter, you need to have different strategy. So yes, I mean pink ball is completely a different ball game. Although it's the same format, but I still feel it's a different ball game. So given a choice, I would prefer to play with red ball as much
I
as
think you've
possible.
said, underlying what you said gives me quite a bit. Okay, and the second question to that is, going into that Sydney game, when last day India 309 runs to get, only 8 wickets in hand. Tell me about that innings. Multiple blows. You lose Ajinkya in the first over to Nathan Lyon. And then that heroic knock of yours, almost batting out 3 4 hours, taking one blow after another. You had a young Rishabh Pant with you to guide him as well. Talk to me about Sydney. Give me the details of Sydney.
Well, Sydney test was a tough one for me personally because I got hit on my finger during one of the practice sessions at Melbourne, and it was after the Melbourne test match where when I got hit. So there was a little bit of pain in my finger, and I was a bit cautious when I started Sydney test match. But yeah, I mean, when I was batting, the best thing is I had a very good record playing at Sydney, and even as a team, we have a good track record of playing well at Sydney. So all of us were looking forward to play at Sydney, and yeah, things I mean did turn up pretty well because when I was batting with Rishabh, he was playing his natural game. He wanted to play a few shots, and I didn't tell him anything. Honestly, I just allowed him to play his natural game. There were times when I was telling him to be a little cautious when I felt it was needed, but otherwise, most of the times, he was playing his natural game, and we were building a very good partnership. So that is the test match when I found my rhythm. I felt that I started batting well again. I started seeing the ball well. I was getting some boundaries. Getting some. I was playing some good shots, which I naturally normally do. So yeah, I was happy with the way things turned around at Sydney. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, if if I didn't get out when there was a second new ball, we had a chance of winning the test match. And also Vihari I mean, he got injured maybe at the wrong time, I would say, but it was still a blessing the way he ended up batting I mean, in the last session. The way he and Ash batted was really, really commendable.
Cheteshwar, if I can ask you this, in the second innings at Sydney, whether it's the three boundaries of Pat Cummins, whether it is the way you approached the innings compared to the first innings, because as I said, were you doing anything differently? Were you trying to sort of be a little different in your approach, or was it the same? And when you said, I found my rhythm, you scored, you did look sort of set even in the, because you played a lot of balls even in the first two test matches. When you say, I found my rhythm, can you make me understand what in your mindset that means?
You start seeing the ball well. When you get a loose delivery, you start putting it away because sometimes, and to be honest, they bowled really, really well where they didn't any loose deliveries. So as a batter, you just have to put away the loose balls which you get. And when you are in rhythm, when you are set, the moment you get it, you don't miss out on those. When you are sometimes when you're trying to find your rhythm, you try and miss out on loose deliveries. And for example, with the Australian bowling lineup, in 2-3 overs, you just get one loose deliveries, and if you don't put that away, you might have to wait for another 2-3 overs. So yeah, that is what happened. I mean, in Sydney, the moment I got loose deliveries, I started putting it away.
Okay. Talk to me about Brisbane. I know you don't have much time, so last few minutes on the show, 5 minutes. Talk
Yeah.
to me about Brisbane. And again, you were stellar. You were brilliant. You also know that, but talk to me about that victory.
Well, Brisbane was maybe one of the best victories I've been part of. When we started playing in the morning, the way Shubman was batting, that partnership was very crucial. I felt that that set it up the game for us. When I went in at lunch, I told myself that now I'll try and accelerate. I'll try and play my natural game, or I mean, I'll just try and play some shots. First session, I was a little bit cautious, and because the way they were bowling, it wasn't easy for me to tackle the variable bounce. But after lunch, I told myself that I'll play some shots. Whenever I get a loose delivery, I'll try and put it away. So there was a good partnership. I felt that when I mean Shubman batted really well, but once he got out, when Jinx came in, we had a very good partnership. Once Jinx got out, I had a good partnership with Rishabh. So yes, I mean things were going our way. We knew that we are in a dominating position, and we could see the pressure building on them. So yes, at tea time we just decided that we'll bat well for another 10-15 overs when till the time second new ball is due, and once we see through the few overs of second new ball, we'll get our chances to play our shots and finish the game.
Last three before I let you go, Cheteshwar. One, there is this beautiful meme doing the rounds, Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Stark when you come into bat and when you get out. They have these gray beards. Have you seen that meme?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
Anything you want to say to that? And I remember Josh Hazelwood saying that, the thought that you had put in their minds in 2018-19 also was, again next morning, again the sight of Cheteshwar Pujara, again he will keep batting and again he will beat us. So your thoughts on that?
Well, it's very kind of them to appreciate what I had done in 2018-19. But yeah, I mean, as a batter, I just want to uh, continue helping the team. I know a way to do the right thing for the team. So there are times when things are difficult. People do question that whether he's batting the right way. But I feel that I'm very confident of what I've been doing, and there's a method to it. There's a game plan to it. So when it comes to team management, when it comes to all the players, they understand it pretty well. So yes, when I'm batting, sometimes it feels like it's just time. I'm batting on and on and on. But yes, I mean you just have to understand the situation and bat accordingly. So there are times when I'll keep on batting, and sometimes it's in a positive way. Sometimes it's been taken in a negative way. But I feel that there is a job to be done, and there's a game plan to it. So as long as I'm following it, and as long as I'm honest to my game plan, I'm doing the right thing for the team.
I've said this to you in Sydney in the first innings. I also said this, but again, what you've done for the country, incredible. Number two, I said two more. Ravichandran Ashwin in that incredible chat with Vikram Rathod says, if you dance down the track and hit one over Moeen Ali, he will shave off half his mustache. Are we having him do that?
No,
In the England series?
I'll stick to what I do. If the situation arises, I might do it, but I don't think there is any need to do that because the way I've been batting, especially against spinners, my success rate is very high. So I don't think I need to do anything extra. It was told in a light-hearted manner. So I'll just take it that way, and I'll just stick to my job. I think the important thing about the England series is. We have a lot to play for.
Yeah.
There's a World Test Championship final, which all of us are looking forward to, and we need to win few games. And our first aim is to win the series, not just few games, win the series. So I'll just try and be focused and bat the way I know.
So Ash, your mustache is saved. You mentioned Nathan Lyon, Cheteshwar. You and Nathan Lyon, that became a contest within a contest, and you won it. Can you just give me a little bit more on that?
Well, he's someone who has bowled really well for the Australian team. He's someone who has picked up so many wickets. I mean, his stats talks for himself, but the way he bowls, I mean, it's never easy. And I was, if I'm honest, I was finding it difficult when I faced him in India in 2017. After that, there was a chat with Anil Bhai, and I mean, I can't talk in detail of what the technical adjustment was, but after that, I have changed a few things in my batting, which has allowed me to tackle him well. So yes, I feel that it is important to play Nathan Lyon well. When we reached Australia, our batting coach Vikram Rathod, he spoke about handling Nathan Lyon well, and it was part of our team strategy, not just individually, but even as a team, we had to handle him well, and we were successful in that. I can say that.
Yeah, last one. You don't play white ball for India in the World Cup, but this World Test Championship is the World Cup. How we are almost there. I mean, yes, we need to beat England, and then we are there at Lord's. Your thoughts on that? Last one.
I feel that I mean, we are there. I don't know about how many games we need to win to qualify for the World Test Championship, but yes, I mean, all the guys are looking forward to the World Test Championship, and I mean, our aim is to win that, and when we win that, it'll be the ultimate thing, because whenever you speak to a player, whoever it is, whether it's a white ball player or a red ball player, their answer is always that the test format is the ultimate format, which is the toughest in this game. So to win the World Test Championship will be a big thing for the Indian team, and all of us are working hard towards it.
Absolutely. In fact, legacies are built, tales are scripted, immortality is achieved with test match cricket. That's why it's called test match cricket. And if India has to win it, Cheteshwar Pujara, that 13,500 will have to become 16,500 in the next few months and games. More power to you, buddy. You've been extraordinary. As I said, you've been superb for India, and more power to you, more runs to you, more balls to you. We will keep following you and celebrating you, and maybe at Lord's, if the media is allowed, we will be there to celebrate you in person. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time out for speaking to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.